Good morning, everyone. We just pulled out of the parking lot and we spotted these geese, and they have a bunch of babies, and actually they're kind of teenagers. And one thing we've noticed as we've come down through the coast, through the Pampas and through Patagonia is that a lot of the animals and the birds are kind of in teenager stage, maybe like 2 or 3 months old or 4 months old. So the guanacos, the rheas, and now these, the penguins as well, the seals, everything, we've kind of seen babies maybe 2 to 4 months old. And what a way to start the day. We're headed to the post office.
Okay, so it was bright and early and we were driving down the road, and there is a lot of walking to be done in this national park, and we passed these nice people, so we're giving them a ride.
We picked up some hitchhikers.
These guys are from France. What are your names?
Me is Juliette.
And my name is Pierre.
Pierre and Juliette.
From Paris in
Oh,
France.
Paris in France. It's a beautiful country and we cannot wait to go visit it. So,
Yes.
how long have you guys been here in Ushuaia?
We are going to visit Ushuaia during 3 days.
Oh, nice.
And after we are going to Chile.
Yes.
Chile to doing the Parc National TIERRA del Fuego.
Oh, nice.
And
Yes.
after we are just moving in Santiago to meet the brother of Pierre,
Ah.
who come here to study.
Oh,
And
nice.
after we will stay here 6 months to study.
Oh, what a cool
Yeah.
journey.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
Well, it's very nice to meet you. Everybody say hello and goodbye to these guys.
And we are waiting for you in France.
We will be there. All right, we dropped off our new French friends at the little restaurant that's out here. Looked like they were probably going to grab some breakfast. We kept going. We're a few miles down the road, and we are headed to, it's going to sound funny, the post office. And I don't know if it's showing up because I think the background's probably white outed on our little cameras here. But man, driving down to the end of this road is a beautiful view. I believe this is actually the Beagle Channel. And we'll have to show you on a map exactly what that is. But it is a navigable channel that all the ships use, and it's a very important part of the way to get around down here. And look at this. A little teeny tiny post office at the end of the world.
So one of the reasons I was excited to come here was because my mom's birthday is around the corner. And so this means for her birthday, I get to send her my love from the end of the world. And so we're going to get a postcard and send it to her. And of course, No's going to send some to her family as well. What a cool little place.
If I wrote you a song, if I got every word perfectly weighted on a thin piece of paper, would it make any difference? Would it change for the better? If I wrote you a poem, if I posted a letter?
All right, very special delivery going into a very special mailbox. The southernmost mailbox in the world.
Happy birthday, Mama. Your check's in the mail. Might take a while. It's coming from the end of the world.
And One for Dad and Karen, my dad's wonderful wife. Headed y'all's way with special stamps and everything. We gotta leave our mark. Here we go. I think we'll fit right.
Yeah, right there. Wedged in there. We got our place on the end of the world.
If any of you ever come down here, see if the sticker's still here.
So here at the post office, it is on the Beagle Canal, and there's a little beachfront along here with these little slaty rocks, and of course Snow loves to climb on the rocks. But off in the background we can see still some snow up on top of the mountains. It's a little bit scattered, but it's really beautiful. But right back here we have some pretty cool jaggedy peaks, and it just makes for a real pretty setting over this canal.
And the water is incredibly clear. It's like spring water in Florida. I mean, it's amazing.
Be careful.
Videos will capture this, but this is a beautiful, beautiful view. We are leaving the post office where we send cool gifts home to our parents. A little touristy but amazing, and the view just was wow. At least to me, it's one of my top views in Argentina so far. But we're headed to the next adventure. Let's go. We've stopped at our next get out and look around adventure spot. And we've got horses. Lots of pretty horses. Good morning, guys. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, that one's stretching. But we woke up this morning surprised that the skies were blue and the sun was shining and that there wasn't much wind. But if you look up over those mountains right there, it looks like the weather we were expecting today is getting ready to roll in.
So we snuck up along this little road and we looked at the map, and it turns out there's a little cascada or waterfall up here supposedly. But all of a sudden the clouds roll in, and you can, like, within a couple minutes just feel the temperature drop like 20 degrees and the wind pick up. And that's just what it does here. The weather just continuously changes, and as long as the sun's up, it stays pretty warm. Sorry I'm breathing so hard. I had to jog to catch up with Snow. She's a little Speedy Gonzales. But but in any event, we're walking up along this river. I don't know if these horses are wild or not, but it just makes for a beautiful setting, beautiful backdrop. There's also these big white, almost like daisy flowers. So cool. What a beautiful morning.
Curt was right. It's rain. We gotta hustle back.
It's coming for us.
We didn't bring anything to protect the gear. We gotta run, or for me, walk very fast. Definitely raindrops. Probably gonna hand the camera off to Curt so he can hustle back and keep them dry.
Turns out the call was right. I took off running to get ahead of the rain. Snow's still back there, trekking along. But we gotta get the cameras inside because it is raining. Wow, the weather changes quickly here, guys. All right, there goes the train. I think what we've decided is we have our own train show, and we've been driving around through this forest and walking around through this forest. And we actually drove quite a way along the train tracks. So based on the weather, circumstances, we're calling off the train. Oh, there's another 2 trains up here.
Oh.
Look at all these buses waiting to pick them up.
Yeah. Guys, if you come here on a cruise and you want to do an excursion, I think we could probably recommend the train because it is beautiful up here. And if you're traveling on a cruise style and normal vacation style, I think it would be a good thing to do. But if you're traveling van lifestyle, there's no need to get on that train.
We can actually get up to the same places and more places, so it works out nice being in the van.
Okay guys, we did not take you on any of the really extreme hikes, but we got up and got an early start this morning here in Tierra del Fuego, the national park that's just west of Ushuaia, and canceled the train. We're headed out. This concludes our visit to this national park.
Tierra del Fuego National Park, you've been good, you've been fun. But, what are we doing, Snow?
Well, we're headed to our next adventure.
All right, a couple things. It is a little windy today, but also we haven't been able to get G for a walk because, well, we've been in the national park. So, got this nice little campground here. See what he thinks of the place. I can tell you I like it. Look at this, big old houses up there, or maybe like a couple cabanas on the mountain with a gorgeous view of this valley. And right here is the golf course that we saw on the way in. So we have a golf course view.
We're driving by the harbor and there is a big giant cruise ship in town. That seems like a good day to not do tourist activities, right, Curt?
Yeah, it's probably going to be pretty busy. I think, I don't know how many people, 1,000 people depend up to 1,000 to 5,000 people maybe.
Yeah, who knows? Can't tell how many people. It's a big ship, but not one of the biggest, that's for sure.
Good morning, everyone. It is a beautiful morning here in Ushuaia, and I gotta be honest, it is a little bit brisk and partly cloudy. I think we have told you that you experience pretty much every condition the weather has to serve up in a single day, sometimes twice. If we look off into the mountains, I guess that's to the west, over all these cruise ships that have been coming in and coming out, it looks like this mountains might be getting a dusting of snow. And these back here behind us have got a dusting of snow last night too. But a lot of times the sun comes out during the day, the snow melts, and then throughout the day there's a little bit more of a dusting. But as I said, there was a giant cruise ship in here yesterday. It's backed out. 5 or 6 more smaller ones have come out. Some of the smaller little probably day tour boats have already headed out. Some of them are still loading up. We're about to get started on our tour here real quick. The only thing we're doing right now is waiting on snow. And look who has emerged from the toasty warm van. There are a lot of vans and campers here. We're not going to be alone on this tour today, guys.
But it's the only way to get there. We cannot get there in our van.
Okay, it's a little early, but I will give you now the boarding passes. Okay. Yeah, you have to worry all the trip.
And around here, you never have to wonder what city you're in, even if you can't pronounce it. We are in Ushuaia, Fin del Mundo.
End of the world.
And there are little placards and pictures everywhere that remind you of that.
Get all the stickers of other overlanders that have come through, either in camper vans, motorhomes, pop-up tents, motorcycles, bicycles, tons of them. Here we go. Snow and Curt have been here too.
All right, the mall parking lot we're staying at has some really good outdoor stores. And Snow was really worried about the cold. So let's tell him what you went and did. What you got?
I got new gloves. I got long johns that go under my hiking pants. And I got some really thick, warm, cozy socks.
All right, we have been called to board the van. I believe we have about an hour's ride. Is that correct, sir?
It might be, maybe a little more. Quite a drive.
So we have about an hour's drive down to the port.
We did ask if we could meet them there in our van, and we were not allowed to do that for insurance reasons, which I understand, I guess.
And just like that, an hour and a half later, we're at the museum where we get a brief tour before we head out to the island. Look at this. So there are all sorts of skeletons of all the different animals, the sea life, the dolphins, the seals, the whales. Look at this, guys.
Okay guys, we learned a lot of cool stuff from our guide, who is actually here on a volunteer program. She lives in Buenos Aires and she is studying to be a biologist. So that's pretty cool in itself. But she shared some stories, lots of stories actually. There was a really bad echo in the museum, so I wasn't able to actually record her telling these stories, but I want to try to tell you a couple of them. And one of them is the sea lions, which we've showed you a lot of in the past few episodes. And we showed you how the males kind of just stay there and sit there with their heads up in the air. Well, what we learned is the males come into the land first, and then the females arrive later for the breeding season. And the males, they come in first and they have to fight for their little plot of land. So we were actually watching these male sea lions defend their little plot of land. Now, when the females come in, they'll get 10 to 20 females that live on their little plot of land with them, and it's called their harem. And they have to defend that. And I think that can get pretty brutal, the defending of their harem. But one thing that was really the most interesting to me is the females come in and, you know, they have a baby. A few days later, they get pregnant again, and that cycle lasts all year long. So they're pregnant and feeding babies all the time. And you would think that the males have it easy, but they don't, because they have to defend that little tiny plot of land, maybe like a 15 or 20 foot circle, because if they leave it to go to feed, one of the other males that does not have a plot of land will come in and steal his land, including all his ladies. So she said for around 4 months, the male sea lions do not feed because they cannot go out into the water and vacate their little plot of land. So that's kind of cool, right, guys? Kind of crazy, but kind of cool. Okay, guys, we are headed to the bone house. Sounds scary. I don't think it is. And we've been told it's a little bit smelly.
It is.
They do some really cool work here, guys.
The founder of the museum, she died in 2015, but she always said that even if the museum was closed, she wanted people to at least see something. So this is why we have them outside. The one in the middle is a humpback whale. The two on
There's a lot of skeletons, and our tour guide explained to us how they clean them and how they process them and the scientific value of them. It was really educational, very concise, very good tour. And now we're headed out to the bone house, and so this is where some of the skeletal remains are in process. So we're not leaving anything behind.
So we have left the museum. We drove maybe a quarter of a mile or more at the farm area now, which actually this is a farm where we take off, but they do not farm sheep and cows like they did a long time ago. Now they focus more on tourism, and we are about to go out on a boat because where we're headed is an island, Hammer Island. All right, guys, it's starting to sprinkle. Keep your fingers crossed. We need it to stay dry. We are on the boat.
Andres and Juan are the names.
Andres and Juan.
Captain.
Hello. Alright, we are on the boat and we are headed to the island.
Hola. Guys, today is my first day here.
Okay, no problem.
Be nice with me.
Come on now, come on, won't you come with me? Time to let it go and be free. Won't you come and breathe the open skies? Come now, come listen to the melody. Slow it down, put yourself at ease. Time to live it live. Get away from the do's and don'ts. Get away, don't let it close. Loco, loco, paraíso. Come and swim, come and swim.
Welcome to Penguin Island. Is that? Is that a king?
Mayormente lo que tenemos acá en la playa
Curt.
normalmente ahora estamos muy cerca de los
King.
pero hacia allá.
Look at all these penguins. Isn't this crazy?
In the heart of every moment, there's a magic hour. The streams are ever flowing through the fields of wildflowers. Let the peaceful freedom draw you in. Let it draw you in to the light where long lost love begins. Let love beckon you with open invitations, eagerly awaiting you. There's a magic
All right, guys, back to the van. Not our van, the tour van. And I gotta be honest, these guys did a really good job. Normally when we do tours, because we have to, they're not, well, tours are always great, but you know we prefer to do it ourselves. These guys did a nice job. Wasn't too crowded, and so back to the tour van. We made it back to our little teeny tiny house on wheels.
We got a little wind in our hair today.
Yes, we did. We had a good day. We really enjoyed this tour. It was a long day. We went up and got ready for the tour at 10 o'clock this morning. It is 6 o'clock in the evening. So you guys spent the entire day with us, and we're pooped. So we'll see y'all in a few days. Cheers, guys. If you like this video, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that notification bell so you guys know when we put out new videos. And don't forget, you can always follow us over on Instagram to see what's going on in between videos. Cheers, guys.